bear with me. This will be the shortest 3-hour toast you've ever heard. So, doing my research for this toast, I was told not to do anything controversial or make fun of the groom and to only say nice things that I have. So with that, good night.
I love it. I love it. He's funny.
With that being said, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Chris. I'm Steve's little brother. And the best man, if you didn't hear that part. Over the past 27 years, I've grown up with Steve. And I've gotten to see the characteristics that he's developed as he grew up. Now, I don't have to reiterate the fact that his sense of humor is central to his personality. Nobody here can leave the room without questioning whether they're going to live or die after laughing so hard. It is. So, there's other characteristics about Steve as well. If you go through his man cave, you'll see his selfless service and his altruism. You'll see a picture of him and the 27 men that served under him as part of 2nd Platoon Charlie Company, where you have 2 of them sitting right here. Lots of clapping. Might be a 3-hour speech after all. But there's one characteristic of Steve that I think sets him above everybody else. It's one thing that I think is very rare in this day and age, and that's of understanding. You can't walk away from a conversation with Steve without feeling like that he gave something back to you. I've gone in his man cave several times and just talked to him. And I've asked him advice about how to get a promotion at work, how to handle NCOs in the National Guard, or how to not act like an idiot in front of a girl that you really like. Spoiler, it didn't work out too well, you can ask Megan. So, Steve, if you only had the characteristic of understanding, I'd be proud to call you your brother.
Wow.
With that being said, all the other characteristics that you possess, I'm more than honored to call you my brother. So I've had to wear the listening hat myself. When I was down at Fort Benning, Georgia, learning how to be in the Army, Steve and I used to talk every week. And he started talking about this girl he was seeing. Their first day consisted of going to a park and just having a simple talk. And their second day consisted of going to a crab shack for a meal where Christina neglected to use a napkin. So, I thought she sounded cool, and I asked her, well, Steve, what's her name? He said, 4 words, Christina, and she's awesome. And just to be sure with everybody, I know Steve calls like nachos and pizza delivery awesome, so Christina's awesome is more up here. Just, I wanted to make sure. So I was trying to figure out the one moment where I realized Christina and Steve were destined to be together, and it was through their sense of humor. I was watching Riley after I came back from Fort Benning, and she came over to relieve me of a sick dog. So she walked in the room, and I can't get too detailed here without sounding politically incorrect, but Steve ended up calling, and without a beat, I said, hey, Christina, tell him I started hitting on you. And she kind of gave me a weird look at first, but without hesitation, she opened up the phone and said, hey, Steve, your brother just hit on me. Should I be worried about that? And it's funny how a simple joke like that can show you some bunch of somebody's personality. And it is through their sense of humor that you can tell how much these two love each other. She's also has listened to me over the past few years, and she's been the older sister that I've never had. Older, don't worry. So, Christina, I'm honored to call you my sister after today. I do have to break convention real quick. I actually just talked to Steve about this, and he just said to go with your gut. No. This isn't one of those things. So Steve's a humble guy, and I know he wanted to spare my feelings, but there's somebody else in here today that has been just as much as a brother to Steve as he has been to me. Doug, you just stand up real quick. So please give him a round of applause. Okay, before I start, babbling like a baby, as the father said at the church, they're going to get both solicited and unsolicited marriage advice. So, Steve, go ahead and do me a favor and face Christina. Go ahead and take one of her hands in your hand and put your other hand over hers. And just look in her eyes and remember this moment. For my dear brother, this is the last time you'll ever have the upper hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose a toast to the newlyweds, Steve and Christina, to many years of happiness. That just happened.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for three wonderful toasts? A welcome and a blessing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to ask that you please enjoy your meal. Your first course will be out in just a few moments.